went down. It's not that it's out of use or that it's not still useful to have, but I think a reason why you will see dips in circulation comparatively to other years has to do with, you'll notice that the increases are happening on the digital side. And so that's something to keep in mind when we're like, oh, it's down, but then you flip over to the other side and you're like, oh, but that's up. It's mostly that people are changing the mode in which they are borrowing items.
It's not that they're not borrowing, it's just that they're borrowing differently.
It's the format is different, really, is the only difference, is the format difference. And it doesn't help that, what do you play a CD on nowadays? They're not in the cars anymore. Your computers don't have disk drives.
Right.
You'd be amazed how many people borrow our CD players. Like the Walkmans. We always joke that, like, why do we have these? But they go out all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Makes sense.
Okay.
Makes sense, yeah.
All right, any questions for Shannon on physical circulation? Okay, we'll move on to e-content.
Which is up. Over last year, there was a 10 item difference from last month, or the month before, but.
But quite a bit over last year.
Correct, yes.
Okay.
Also, dips are also happening because I think we mentioned it in previous meetings, but the consortium has started blocking accounts, accounts that had expired physical accounts.
Oh.
So they had turned that off for COVID, and they are only just now turning that back on. So people who have not yet had a chance to call the library or come in to update their card are not checking out as much as they were. So
Okay. All right. We will move on to the budget report, unless there's anything else before we do.
No.
Okay. Year-to-date budget.
year-to-date is good, in my humble opinion.
Okay. No concerns?
No.
Perfect. Any questions?
No.
All right, state aid looks healthy.
State aid is healthy. Yes, you'll notice at the top there, the initial payment went through. And just normal costs of programming.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, move on to gifts.
We added a little gift, and then we took some of it away. As one does.
Oh, it's nice that you had that additional to use.
Yeah.
And the 1119.
Where are we? So that is an Amazon purchase.
Okay,
And by the
got it.
time it goes through here, the descriptions aren't in there.
So it just lists it as Capital One.
Yeah, it listed as Capital One. That means that it was an Amazon purchase. If I'm recalling correctly, this was Chain of Lights craft supplies and things.
Okay.
I can definitely double check
Not a big
and
deal.
write it in for the next meeting, but I can definitely do that for the next meeting and write it down.
And the COVID-19 has no change
Has
noted.
no change. We
Okay.
have not bought anything recently.
All right. And then we're on to the FY 2026 budget.
Yes.
Wow.
Because that starts in our 2026 fiscal year, which is July 1st.
Okay. Just to confuse us all. All right. The floor is yours.
We have not made any large changes. The largest changes that are happening here are basic cost of living adjustments for staff.
Mm-hmm.
And the books and periodicals line went up $1,500, but that is mostly because when the MAR goes up, so does our appropriation requirement for books and periodicals. That is a state aid requirement. So if we want to have state aid, we have to have the books and periodicals line has to be 19% of the MAR, and the MAR is figured out by the previous 3 years appropriation from the town divided by 3, and then increased by, I think,
19.
2%. No, to figure out the MAR, and then you multiply it, I think, by 2%. I have the exact math downstairs, but that's how they figure that out essentially.
Okay.
And then behind that page is the assessment from CW Mars. It is very tiny, I apologize, but that's how we have the CW Mars number. That is how they have figured out what our assessment cost will be. Which honestly isn't that, yeah, it's $179 more than last year.
Okay.
And CW Mars is how we have all the things like our ILL and delivery and all of the joys of the sharing of all the libraries and all those additional things that we actually could not sustain ourselves.
I think CW Mars is essential.
Yes, especially for e-content, because we are allowed access to all of the consortiums
Right.
from all of Massachusetts, and it's millions of dollars worth of e-content that we could not sustain ourselves.
Absolutely not. Okay. Does anyone have questions about the proposed budget?
Your director's salary is larger, it's smaller, is that right?
It's larger or smaller than what?
No, it's smaller than last fiscal year.
It is
Not by much, but I just was curious.
It's actually level with this fiscal year.
Okay,
I did not give myself a cost of living increase. It's a level funded budget for the department head.
okay, because it says 791.40 and here it's 795. Am I looking at something wrong?
Yes.
Okay.
And I say that with all due respect. Let me look at this. So oh no, that's you know what it is when I do these, I do them on 52 weeks, and I think the actual math is 52 and like point something.
Okay, so
because
it's
there's
just
not
a-
an exact 52.
But it's
So
just-
sorry. No, you were
No.
looking at that correctly, and I was like, no, it's
Just
over
wondering
here.
why you
no,
you
no.
know
You
are
are
not instead of getting a raise you're getting a
a deduction of $4.
Yeah, don't do
Of
that.
$4. No. Sorry. For simplicity's sake, I do this by 52 weeks, and it's not 52. It's 52 point something.
Okay, that's good.
I should probably ask Erin what the actual one is, but
It's a level funded
it's a
amount.
it's a level funded amount. So
Okay.
my budget line would not change from last year or
Okay.
this year.
I was just curious because it's a very odd number and I didn't
Oh,
know
yes.
why it would be less. So.
Sorry. Yeah, no. It's because I didn't do the point. Whatever.
Okay.
I can double check with Erin what the
And-
actual math should be.
And it looks like everything is going to be level funded as far as departments go.
Yes. That was the request. That we level fund as much as possible.
It bothers me that we have to,
Yes.
but I get that we don't have a choice at this point because I won't go into it. It just bothers me.
Oh, sorry, Peggy, but you were absolutely 100% correct. I should always know that you are good with the maths.
Not even that. I'm just looking at the
That's our
numbers,
strength.
comparing one to the other, and I'm saying, I think our director deserves more, not less.
Lita will lend me the $4, I swear. I'll pay you back.
All right. Are we all set at this point?
Do you approve this budget to be submitted to
If
the town manager?
we are at that point already?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I will make a motion to approve.
I mean, do you guys want to sit on this until January so that you can make thoughts on it? But that is the next step.
Yeah.
Will
Can I
we
say,
have a meeting in
you won't be
January?
here in January, so if we had.
Yeah.
If you have a meeting on Wednesday, January 8th, I can be here.
Okay.
That's 2
But-
weeks from now?
It's 3 weeks from now.
3 weeks.
But that's up to you.
Do you see any reason why we shouldn't approve the budget? Do you think we should?
Do you see any possibility of change to the budget?
Well, if Shannon is done as requested and level funded, and things are pretty much in line with what is expected for the library.
I don't,
It's not,
I hate the pay rates, but I don't think there's much we can do about them.
Agreed.
There's not much room to wiggle anything else around, and I doubt very much if the town's going to say that they'll approve much more money for the budget for the library at this point if they're requesting level funding.
Right. Sure, every department wants more money.
So I personally, unless anybody else has any thoughts on it, I don't see any reason why we shouldn't approve now,
Right.
unfortunately.
if we don't have any control over the pay raises, I'm assuming.
All right.
Not really, no.
Well.
We did just adjust them last year
Right.
significantly.
Right,
If
that's
that
true.
helps your conscience in
It
any
doesn't.
capacity.
Yeah, I do remember that.
When I look at the hourly rates, it doesn't.
I guess.
I think some of the hourly rates are pretty low.
Unfortunate.
I agree.
Well,
So sadly, I'll make a motion to accept them as Shannon has written.
I will second that motion. All in favor?
Aye.
They're accepted unanimously, even though we think they should be different. So we'll accept unanimously with reservation,
Yeah, with sadness.
and we will move on to our next meeting. So you are suggesting January 8th?
If you'd like me to be here, yes.
Okay.
And if it works out in all of your schedules, obviously.
The 8th works for me.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
so January 8th.
We'll
Time?
stick to the earlier time.
Sure.
Not all right, Shannon?
o'clock?
1?
That
Or does it matter?
be fine. You don't have any events.
I mean, you won't have
going on.
Pam
I
though.
think I do. No, but I have not actually made that schedule yet, so we can fill that in where
Okay.
needed.
So 1
And I'll
o'clock.
have new staff members by
Ooh.
then, so.
Okay.
Slave waiver, I like it. All right, so
And then-
January 8th at 1?
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Is there any other business we need to go over? Any other new business?
Because I will not be here in February, we can talk about it next meeting or this meeting, but you will want to think about who you'd like to represent the library at the FinCom meeting.
Oh, okay.
Let's talk about that at the next
Yes.
meeting. We
Can
can
I
have
ask-
time to digest.
When, can I
Yes.
ask, when is the FinCom meeting though?
I don't think they've officially have dates yet. No, they don't officially have dates.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
so there's, no reason to visit that until we have a better idea when it's gonna be held, huh?
You should designate.
Yeah,
some,
we
you
do
should
have
think
to
about
designate.
designate someone just in case it happens in February when I am not here.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course, if I am back, I will go to it.
And what, may I ask, are the duties of the person who is,
So FinCom is going to look at the budget, and we usually tell them about what it is we've been doing in the past year. They can ask any questions they have about the budget for the upcoming cycle, things like that.
I bet Joanne would be great at it.
You could just watch previous meetings to
Yeah.
see what they
Yeah.
okay.
Shannon from.
All right. So, at the January 8th meeting, we could discuss who
Fight
we're
about it.
going to.
Start thinking of excuses why you can't do it now.
Right.
Start booking tickets out of
Yeah.
here.
That's right. Okay. So, I will make a motion to adjourn at 1:33.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, we are officially adjourned.
Thank you,
FinCom, huh?
FinCom.
Well,
It
We
stands for Finance Committee.
have more than one representative.
Oh, I'll go and back you up.
All to go together and
Well, and
enforce.
to be helpful, we haven't added any lines or anything like that. So
Not for nothing, you might even be able to just tell them, this is they probably wouldn't come looking for you.
oh.
It's not like you have anything major.
Major.
Yeah, like we haven't made any large changes in any
Right.
capacity. Yeah.
If you, I guarantee you.
Yeah.
I would be surprised if Jim
Uh,
didn't say.
I'll email Jim and ask him about that.
I mean, I'll show up. Because, Norma's gonna come with me and Peggy is probably gonna go too.
The field trip. And Peggy will be like, I know